There are four major philosophical theories that are used to explain comedy. Superiority theory argues that comedy and mirth arise from a feeling of superiority over others. This belief was formed by Plato, later expanded by Thomas Hobbes, and was the predominant comedic theory until the 18th century. From this theory, it is argued that laughter is a way one expresses their feelings of superiority over another, or even a past version of themselves, and often stems from the observation of failure or an unfortunate situation. Relief theory argues that comedy is a way to release tension and emotions from the body. This belief was first coined by Herbert Spencer in the 19th century, but was expanded upon later by Sigmund Freud. They argued that laughter is the body's response to built-up tension and is utilized to release emotions. This theory is widely disregarded by modern philosophers, however, and is not often used to explain comedy. Incongruity theory argues that comedy and mirth arise from experiencing the unexpected or observing something incongruous. Formed in the 18th and 19th centuries, most notably by Immanuel Kant and James Beattie, the theory rose as a challenge to the superiority theory, arguing that a sense of superiority was neither necessary nor sufficient for humor to arise. Incongruity theory centers around the thought that laughter is a response to the violation of one's expectations, and though there are arguments against it, remains the most widely accepted comedic theory today. Play theory argues that comedy is a form of playfulness and allows people to experiment with societal norms. This theory has roots in ancient philosophy, but was formed more recently towards the 20th and 21st century. Play theory argues that laughter resulting from humor is a form of play that we may find enjoyment in. This theory is similar to the relief theory in arguing that laughter is a release of emotions, but while relief theory focuses on negative emotions and tension, play theory suggests that comedy is an outlet to express emotions such as joy and desire. A cowboy rode into town and stopped at a bar. When he finished his drink, he walked outside to find that his horse had been stolen. Infuriated, he walked back into the bar and pulled his gun from his holster, firing a shot into the ceiling. "Which one of you sidewinders stole my horse?" he yelled. No one answered. "All right, I'm gonna have another beer, and if my horse ain't back outside by the time I'm finished, I'm gonna do what I done in Texas. And I don't like to do what I done in Texas." The cowboy, true to his word, had another beer, walked outside, and his horse had been returned to the post. He got back on his horse and started to ride out of town. But the bartender ran out of the bar and shouted, "Say, partner, before you go, what happened in Texas?" The cowboy turned back and said, "I had to walk home." This joke was formed on the basis of the incongruity theory. Incongruity theory argues that comedy arises from the observation or experience of something that does not align with one's expectations, which are often formed in regards to societal norms. This joke is set up in a way that portrays the cowboy as a serious, reckless, and violent individual. When the cowboy states, "I'm gonna do what I done in Texas, and I don't like to have to do what I done in Texas," it is assumable to the listener that he's going to commit a violent act if his horse is not returned. This expectation can be formed based on the fact that the cowboy has already been established as a violent individual, and that typically people act violently or irrationally when they are angry, which the cowboy is. At the end of the joke, when the bartender asks the cowboy what he did in Texas, the listener will likely expect the cowboy to recount a story of a violent act or outrage. However, this expectation is not met, with the cowboy simply stating that he had to walk home because his horse had been stolen. Because the cowboy's actions do not align with the listener's expectations, this joke's comedic effect is provided through incongruity. Thank you.